You know what it is, actually, Chris? I blame you, but it's not. If I don't do the clap, for whatever reason, I get why they do that little click thing, in movies.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, it just sync up the sound.
Oh, yes. And it works perfectly. When I don't do it, forget it. Like, the podcast suffers significantly, okay?
Fair enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on a beautiful Saturday night as we pregame. We got Chris McGraw on the ones and the twos. He's got more energy with the electrolytes, or the rain.
I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Trying to bring up the monster
No,
stock.
we're not turning we're living rent-free in that hat of yours, baby.
That was so funny. That's like one of the best clips from last week is Pat getting all hot and bothered. We got...
Try it now, Pat.
Pat Lynch here, trying to get his shit together. We got Joe Keneally busting out all the beers for us today. And your host, Peter McGraw, here, enjoying. Oh. So excited to be here on a Saturday night out of the basement. Very blessed that the work week was going well. So can't complain. Happy to be here. How you doing, boys?
Terrific. It's glorious to be out and about again.
How do you feel about Monday, Chris? Feeling good?
Yeah, if it's bad, we're just going to come to Pat's house and we're going to kick the crap out of him. You got to take it out on somebody, right? It can't be me or you.
We got to get more than 5 words out of Pat on this podcast.
Yeah, Pat, you really need to focus up. Last week you said we had a word counter, and you had like 3 words the whole entire podcast. Granted, you were about as tired as I was, but...
I feel bad. I said in last week's podcast, Joe sent that nice photo of Pearl Jam. I'm not
do it.
I'm not. It wasn't on purpose. I literally got the podcast posted, listened to it, and I heard the spot, and I was like, I'm a jerk. I'm an idiot. So maybe I'll throw it in here somewhere one of these days.
Like right now.
Yeah. No. But here's the thing. So I'm watching. This is just a random stupid thought. But we watch a lot of YouTube videos of like guys who eat competitive eaters, blah blah, whatever. Dude, all these guys now, I think it's like in the algorithm, like you have to do like weird, like random clips of like Arnold Schwarzenegger or like that is on topic for what the video is.
Yeah.
But they just like some of the food guys never used to do this stuff. It just used to be about.
It's a bit clickbaity, and that you think, oh, this thing's involved, and it's just a reference to something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit, but I mean, like he'll make a comment like from like a movie reference, and he'll bring that movie clip in.
Yeah, you'll get a little clip of the movie in,
which is cool. But everybody does it now, and I'm wondering if that's kind of like an algorithm thing that like, hey, you do this, you get more views, you're gonna get more things like that. I just seen it more recently, and especially in the food guys that I watch. None of these guys were ever like experts at like the YouTube stuff, and now all of them have all these like. It could also be maybe they're paying somebody to do it.
They have a full-on production company like doing their like videos now. They have like B cameras, A cameras.
Yeah.
Pat, you do not look into the B camera, by the way. I learned that one.
Got it, Pat?
Don't shark the lens. I think a lot of it has to do with the attention span stuff. The way YouTube works now, you got to like constantly be changing, flick. Like, look.
Yeah, Pierre, grab for those imaginary stars up there, baby.
You know what it is though? Okay, this is hilarious. So Pat has like a little fly, like a little gnat or whatever it is. Unfortunately, in my house this week, World War III was going on. I had a little. This year, I started a little garden outside. I've always loved what my dad did, and I always liked helping him. And this year I decided to grow tomatoes, green peppers, cucumbers. Nothing survived but the cucumbers. Or not the cucumbers, the tomatoes. And the tomatoes had an insanely terrible season. Of $50 I spent on this whole thing, I got maybe 8 tomatoes.
Your yield was shit.
Oh, garbage.
Funny enough, Sarah started the same thing. We got like 2 raised beds. She planted some stuff. I think the person who got the most out of the farm was Uncle Tom because we caught him picking some tomatoes a couple times. He probably ate the most, and then it was like a mixture of stuff that just didn't grow well or stuff that just didn't taste good or there wasn't like a high yield to use. Our tomatoes
were Lauren hated the tomatoes. They were very sour, like a little bit more sour.
There's a guy at my work who he put up a sign that said Norwich Farms, and I was like, where's there farms in Norwich? And I was like, he's making a joke. It's his own garden. But I mean, this dude had 2 huge gallon bagfuls of tiny tomatoes and big tomatoes. I was like, this dude's doing something.
Yeah,
right,
my dad
this dude is a gardener.
My dad had he's usually okay. He usually does okay. He had a really bad tomato season too, so I didn't feel as bad. But to wrap this around is, I had about 7 tomatoes. I've been working, 80-hour weeks, so I haven't had the tomatoes. Funny enough, last week when we came home from the bars, I went home. I had like carrots, hummus, and some tomato. Like I had little cherry tomatoes. Mm-hmm. The next day, Lauren's like, uh-oh. And I was like, what? And she's like, I think these tomatoes have gone bad. So I think there was maybe like a fruit fly or something or whatever. So she just tossed. I'm like, hey, just toss them all. Like, it's all right. Like, they just gone bad. Maybe held on to them till a little long. Monday morning, I get the SOS dire text message of, we have an infestation of fruit flies. And oh my God, it was World War III in my, like, I came home that night. Everything had been cleaned about 97 times. There were all the apple cider vinegar was out and about.
Peter walked in and he was like blind. He's like, it's so bright. Everything's so shiny. My eyes.
I legitimately, I'm not even kidding. Lauren did such a great job. These things were gone in had them in less than 24 hours.
Dude, can we hire her for her services? Because I don't know what it is this year. There are so many bugs out and about. Can we just have her come over and kill all of ours?
Dude,
we've been trying.
It was legitimately, I'm not even kidding you. I saw maybe 3 fruit flies. The way Lauren made it seem like we're gonna have to burn this place down.
We gotta burn it to the ground. We gotta restart.
She's like, if we'd gotten one in the refrigerator, we would have had to buy a new refrigerator. And I was like, there.
Got it.
No, he did not. He got the bottle. That bug flew right up. I saw it cross this light.
Nice. But this was legitimately this was a long week with the fruit flies.
Wait till you have what happens here every once in a while is in the basement. There's they're drain flies are called.
Oh God.
So they pop out of the drain, and they like die instantly once they get out of here. But like, so you'll come down here and it's like a World War II of like dead bugs everywhere.
Oh yeah.
God.
So that you to kill it, you have to put like a concoction of like baking soda and vinegar, and you pour it down the drain and like overnight, and then you flush it. But I didn't know that for a couple years, and like these things kept coming back. I'm like, why the fuck do you get rid of these
Like,
things?
why?
Lauren had every YouTube. She spent hours researching this. It was
They're probably just in your garbage can. There's probably a few of them.
Oh no, Pat. Oh no, she rewashed garbage. She might have used 10 bags in one day. Anytime she put something, she's like, forget it. I'm just tossing the bag out. Like, no joke. There was no way it was in there. And again, I mean, I don't think we have any. The best part was she would send me videos of the cat. The cat was really intrigued, so she would just go grab one, throw it on the ground, grab one, legitimately could have been like maybe 10 that was it, but it was.
I mean, we could have brought her on a park. She could have kill all the flies she wanted to that one day.
Oh God.
We saw a property today, Joe, on Milwaukee as maybe a potential office, yada. But the guys who own the building have not taken any care of it. So there are windows missing, and there's a roof issue. There are pigeons in there. And Lauren came to see this property. She's like, "Why am I here?"
I don't know. Chris is like, Laura's kind of like, that's a full choice.
Yeah, the first floor wasn't so bad. She was still a little. Not so. She's like, "What are we doing?" And then she came upstairs. She's like, "What? I'm just gonna go now."
And do we all just leave now? Do we all just turn around?
So we saw Chris go out on the roof, the second roof. I'm like, "What are you guys doing? You guys know there are roof issues here. Like, this is not safe."
We gotta see if we fall through. It's a good test.
Yeah.
I mean, if I fall through, I'm gonna land on something hard, and I may not make it to Texas. You might
go right to the basement with how janky that floor was. On the first floor.
Yeah. But to Lauren's credit, I swear, like my house, my parents' house, we had fruit flies for probably about a month. It was so hard to get rid of them. Yeah. And she got rid of them like within 24 hours. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
Google is, we have it so easy in this world. You just go on Google and you can find anything and everything to figure out how to get She had all these like little bait traps, and it was easy peasy lemon squeezy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. On that beautiful note, boys.
Yep.
Did you guys watch the debate?
No.
Trump versus.
Oh man.
How ridiculous is that?
But those
clips are hilarious.
Absolute shit show.
All right, so Pat, you gotta protect your cats here. That's first and foremost. You don't want those getting eaten.
Or we're waiting to for the apocalypse.
There are no reported crimes of dogs or cats being eaten. I don't know. I saw it on TV.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying.
What's your plan for healthcare? It's coming. Don't worry.
No, yeah.
I have concepts. What?
Can you give me one of the concepts?
If I make it to the president,
I'm not the president.
It felt like there's a scene in the office where they're trying to find a new manager after Michael Scott leaves, and there's like the guy's like, I got a 10-step plan that can effectively triple your profits, this company. And they're like, oh, what's the plan? He's like, I can't give it to you, not till I get hired. He's like, I'll give you one part of one plan. I'll give you part 3 of part. I'll give you part 1 of part 3. It's like, he's like revenue.
revenue.
I was listening to the radio as I was driving in back to second round of work, and they were talking about if Trump, they're gonna like the moderator was saying they're going to, or like whatever the person on the radio was saying was they're gonna try to get Trump off his game, and they're gonna try. And if he says these 3 things, it's gone off the. One was if he brings up the fake news story about dogs and cats being eaten.
Oh God. Yeah.
If he brings up crowd sizes,
Dude, bait. She threw that out
Oh.
there. She was just like, let's just see what happens. And he was just like, whomp, I'm going for that. Yeah.
he really just
The number of direct questions he was asked and did not respond to.
Oh, but Kamala was in the same boat. I started watching the end of it, and it was really pissing me off because the moderators would come up with would have a good question, and then nobody would answer it. She literally would go into attacking him, and then he would be like, "Okay, wait, bitch, I got you," and then he would go, and it's just like, "All right, we're not." And Jon Stewart said the best. All right, great, another fucking debate where nobody answers. It provides nothing to the for any types of answers.
Kamala's got Bluetooth earrings, bro.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Oh, is that what?
I saw that and I was like, wow, that's intense.
I had a buddy on Snapchat, like if Kamala is elected and like it was a video of like him playing in Call of Duty and like running through like the world, like I'm like, hey bud, like she's been vice president, they've been president, like the world hasn't ended, like I don't think it's gonna be like what are we doing here? Like how
people were saying the same thing with 4 years of Trump, and here we still are in America.
No, absolutely, you're 100% right. And listen, if you go to YouTube, all the YouTube videos are like, Kamala killed Trump. Trump had a really bad, and then you go to Twitter and it's like, oh, Trump was 3-on-1 and Trump held his own, and you're getting all this fake news, and they're saying they're correcting his lies with other lies, and it's if you're wherever you're getting your media, you're getting such a blown skew of everything.
I was talking to my mother-in-law about this actually today, and it's just like she was talking about she went to school for reporting, I think, originally, like to be a reporter, and she said she had some guy from like the Lyndon B. Johnson era, like 80-year-old dude, just old school reporter as her main teacher.
Okay.
And he's like, you have to be moralistic in what you say, because people will read and believe whatever's written, and most people only read the first 3 paragraphs of an article.
Or the title nowadays.
Yeah, or the headline.
Or now it's the headline. But it's like there is no morality at all. It's just like it's all clickbait type, like what's going to grab the most attention.
Yeah. And they're not going to do any more debates.
Yeah. I was
Thank God.
Nobody
Nobody
get
needs
the answers
to,
anyways.
Nobody needs
Oh
to.
yeah. I mean, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good sparring match. Like you know how you knew he was thrown off? Like he was thrown off from the get-go. And Chris pointed this out when we were talking. Is she went and gave him. She shook his hand. She was not going to allow this to be not civil. So she went over and shook his hand, and you could tell he wasn't expecting. He was just going to go right to his booth. He had no interest in shaking her hand.
Oh
Yeah, he walked right over to his podium, and she's like, "No, I'll walk all the way across.
I'll come over here and we'll say hello. We're going to say hello. We're not going to.
We'll be cordial and everything like that."
Trump played it like it was going to be a fight, and Kamala didn't quite play it like that. So it made Trump look like
over aggressive as always.
Yeah.
The other thing is his lies about the January 7th and the stolen election, and it's like, buddy, like you haven't even sniffed a court because everybody's just been like, you're an idiot. There's no election fraud.
It's wild.
We'll see though. He's still got a pretty good. I know that Kamala got some, bump from it, but it's not much.
6 states decide the election. We're not in one of the states.
Oh, you're right. Actually, Jon Stewart talked about that too. Like, there's legitimately, like, it's Wisconsin, Pennsylvania,
Michigan.
Yeah, So Pennsylvania. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah,
Georgia. I think Georgia and Arizona. Right?
Yeah, Georgia and Arizona. Yep. I think maybe Florida too, or no?
No, Florida's Republican these days.
Okay. But yeah, no, it's so yeah, it doesn't really matter.
It's basically 6 states.
You're saying for us, like in
Yes.
Chicago.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the problem is that it was designed before like people were smart enough to educate to vote, which we could argue maybe people aren't still smart enough to vote. But a lot of people's votes doesn't matter. Like if you're a Republican in Illinois or you're a Democrat in Florida, your vote doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah. And it'll never. Unfortunately, it won't. There really won't be a whole lot of change because the other thing is a lot. I asked like this debate. Nobody really watched. Like I know that historically it was but everybody I know, I don't think a lot of people watched it like live or they saw like the clips and stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of people decided who they're voting for, right? I don't think there's.
That's why I don't think there was much of a bump.
Yeah.
But also the problem is that, like, also you watch it and nobody gives you anything of substantial of any kind of substance of any kind to what they're going to do with anything. Like, what is your actual policy going to be?
It's all fluff words and like.
Yep, because they don't want to lock into anything because then it'll hurt them later.
God forbid we actually talk about any kind of policy.
It's like watching a CEO talk about like how the company's doing like revenue wise, and they're using words like we're synergizing we're like you're like but you're not saying anything.
Lauren called it out.
What does that mean?
Yeah, Lauren called it out when Trump was talking about his healthcare plan. It was very boardroom kind of talk. Like it wasn't. It was very light on details, boisterous. Like we're gonna do it way better. Just trust me, we're gonna do it way better. And it's like,
it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So I've got my 5 at 5. Chris, how we doing? You got you got your title bitties this week, baby?
I do. I was on my phone while you were talking about the election because it's not one of my areas of expertise, but I do have 3 of them up. And I do have one for the Bears, but that one we're not going to bet on because it's garbage.
I know a lot of people don't like to talk about, but I think I really do think it's an important topic. You can have different.
It's fair, yeah. But I mean,
especially with what's going. I mean, our country's in. It's really in. I mean, with the deficit or the what is it? The outstanding debt we have. I think it's ballooned up to. We're paying like an insane amount of interest. Like it's a really big issue that we're gonna have to deal with at some point.
I mean, I'd agree, but I don't think you don't get any of those answers or any thoughts about what we're doing.
Well, nobody has a thoughtful answer how to get that deficit down. All you hear about is like how their plans and like how their things are going to add to it, not
that's what I was thinking.
Subtract from it.
Yeah,
let's just not pay the politicians anything. It's all for public service, anyways, right?
Yeah, get into a draft and put an age limit on it. Like draft your politicians. You have to, like you're.
Nah, I don't want Pepsi as my politician.
I mean, but like it's the only. I was thinking. Well, this is just thinking about this. Like
his platform would be lick my balls.
No, but like the people that you want to run the country are not going to run. Like
that's fair.
Yeah. It's true. Like in a way, true. A lot of them are psychopaths. Yep. Like that's what they are. They're narcissists, or they want to get rich. Like. It doesn't feel like, I'll say this, it doesn't feel like many politicians are very altruistic and
they're actually not doing it for like their constituents or the people that they're working for. Yeah. They're doing it to better them, to help themselves out, get themselves in a better position.
It feels like they're just keeping the train rolling and doing what they can to make the most.
I think that's like the argument for like term limits where like you can't be continuously. You can't be like a 6-term senator and tell me that you're still serving the constituents at this point. No, you're serving your own agenda.
I mean, do you guys remember when Obama and McCain debated?
Yeah.
And like there was a point where like someone came up with like Obama's not American, he's not from this country, he's gonna turn the place as a terrorist. And McCain's like they just shut him down. He's like, look, that's not true. He's American. He can run for president. We both have ideas of how this country should be led. He has different opinions, but he's a good man. Like that's basically what he said.
Yeah, that's what
paraphrasing.
Peter showed me a clip where like. In 2008 when they were both running for the presidential election, and they were trying to get like because they knew the ratings were garbage for these debates because there was no real drama. And, like the one guy, like the moderator, was trying to get Obama and McCain to like attack each other, and they just wouldn't do it. They weren't having it.
But that's how that was like the last probably like legitimate election we had.
And that's why this is and the media like you got to have some type of debate where it's not driven by NBC. Fox News, where it's all about the ratings. Like they're talking about the ratings. Like get the hell out of here. We don't care about the ratings. It should be based on what was actually decided and what was proven that, or like the course of each president or candidate.
Not to mention those things get so like clipped up and put on the internet that gets shown millions upon millions upon millions of times. Like sure, maybe not everyone tuned in. But also, people don't tune in anymore.
No.
Like 7 o'clock. I'll just watch it online after.
Absolutely.
Like you just got to put it back. You got to go back to the 20s, Joe, and put it back on the radio.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Little Orphan Annie.
Let me tell you about Trump's here. See,
you drink your Ovaltine today?
Yeah. They're eating cats out here. Yeah. The dogs are barking, the cats are meowing, and people are munching. Yeah.
All right.
Solid.
That was pretty good. Here's one that'll piss everybody off. But this came out it's a TikTok trend. It's called the airport tray. So like the little tray that you get your not like to go through security.
Oh, okay.
And people are taking videos of how like they pack it and how this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. How nice it is, and then like all this random shit, and then but this got people in an uproar like, you idiot, that's why the lines at the airport are so long.
I'm so glad I have TSA pre-check for this reason right here.
But okay, see, that's one of those comments like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then a lady came out and said, no, like this is what people are doing. They after the security line, they go and sit on one of those benches. They take a million pictures of their tray afterwards and make it like, wow. And it's just like, what are we doing?
I'm not sure. That's why it's dumber.
And
that's what I'm saying.
And that's why there's no trays at the beginning. So that's why you're waiting longer in line.
I'll be honest. I'm not sure which is worse. If they're doing it while they're doing it or after the fact, I'm not sure which is worse.
It's like a pumpkin spice, like the lady was talking about. Like this is like the pumpkin spice everything. Like this is the dumbest. It's in the.
I don't care about half these videos people do. Like I don't care how you pack your goddamn tray. I don't care how you do your laundry.
For whatever reason they do.
People love it.
Did we talk about the Chase TikTok hack? Did we talk about that?
No, maybe we didn't.
I thought Peter may have mentioned. Peter definitely mentioned.
We talked about it, but how dumb was that?
That was insane.
You are giving them your name.
Fraud.
You're committing
actual check fraud.
You're giving them your name, your bank account, you're depositing checks, you're cashing checks that don't have enough money, and then you're keeping the cash and spending it. And you don't think Chase is going to catch on. And then you put it on Twitter or on TikTok, and it has millions of views. And you don't think Chase is, monitoring their when their name comes up on TikTok?
There is this thing where it's like a lack of how a lot of old ways, and I say old ways, I mean like 70s, 80s, 90s, like things, like checks, right? Huge, used up until now. Nobody balances a checkbook anymore. They don't know how to, and they don't know what a check is. Like, if you were to talk about this 20 years ago, people would say there's no fucking way people would be that stupid to just commit check fraud and not understand it. But like kids don't know what checks are now.
No.
I was just hearing a bunch of these guys talking on a podcast recently. They were talking about their kids who don't know how to use a mouse and keyboard anymore. They're touching the screen on the computer.
Oh, wow.
Like everything is a tablet. Like they're talking about these conventions where they're like, and the young kids that are coming up like 12 and under don't know how to use a controller, don't know, because everything is on the screen. Yeah. Everything is on the screen. People don't know how to like troubleshoot computers anymore. Like if you're having network issues or you get a virus, like nobody knows how to do that.
This is the most This is the most man, but it's crazy. But here, I'll be honest with you. When I worked with Bobo Chris, might have been my second internship, and he asked me to send this check out, do the envelope, get the stamp on it, and I had no effing clue.
That could be very when you're first doing that, it's so intimidating.
Effing clue. I was like, I'm like, oh yeah, I got this, and I'm like sitting there like, and then he walked away, and I immediately Googled, how do I do a letter? No clue how to write a letter.
Yeah.
Or not a letter, but address an envelope. And I was like, this is insane. But so yeah, people, I just like some of these things like that they do on TikTok. You're like, what? And then they make like what's really like one of the big like trending things right now is the Utah moms, like the TikTok Utah Mormon moms or some bullshit.
Oh yes.
They make no shitting you, $20,000 a day in endorsements.
Doing what?
God knows, brand deals. Someone was telling me.
So I actually just went through like a journey about these women in this last week.
Educate us, Joe.
So like I don't know, Sunday, Monday at some point, I'm on Instagram going through Reels, and I see this commercial for these Mormon women, and the way it presents it is very dramatic. And it's like these women were doing TikTok dances. They blew up because they're these, young hot moms. And then they start doing this TikTok stuff. They start blowing up. They start making money. All of a sudden, these things come out. Like maybe they're swinging in between the Mormon families. And it's very dramatic. And then the commercial stops. And I'm like, oh, this is like
this is perfect. I can't wait to watch this.
It's like a drama.
Joe's like, let me get a ticket to Utah right now.
Like, what do you call those? Like almost like the murder things where it's like recapping.
Yeah. It's
like a Netflix documentary. I thought it was going to be a documentary. Yeah. That's what I thought. Like a documentary on this like crazy thing and how it fucked up their lives. No. It's a Hulu reality, like Kardashian level show, And it is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, it's just insane. These women, it's Mormons going full Kardashian. I saw one clip while Sarah was watching, and the lady's like, I sent this guy some photos. And they're like, ooh. She's like, I went full spread. And I'm like, what? Oh, she sent a naked photo?
Like, wait a minute.
What's going on? Let me see here.
Joe got itched there real quick.
She shows the phone. It's her in a bikini. So, like, Mormons can't show that, I guess. And so she's like, I took these and I sent it to him. And I'm like, Sarah, these are the women that were, like, hoeing with each other's husbands, like, doing the do and, like, having multiple partners. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, they're stewing over this fucking bikini shot when they were, like, scissoring each other and each other's husbands. And she's like, yep. I'm like, this show's so fucking stupid.
It is ridiculous.
And then Joe watched 6 more episodes immediately after.
The stuff they need for content on these streaming services.
Isn't it crazy? So whatever it is, they're making money.
So, yeah, getting makeup deals, all branding stuff.
Yes,
that's
it.
where they make it.
Pat, I know this is going to get Pat really upset and pretty hot and bothered. Beyonce did not get any nominations at the CMAs, the Country Music Awards.
Oh, fucking Kanye must be out of his goddamn mind right now.
She had the number one country song, and she got no nominations.
How many did Taylor Swift get? That's gonna really piss off Kanye.
No, but that would CMA. She's not.
She's not country anymore.
She killed it at the music whatever awards.
She's no longer considered country anymore.
No, she's got it the genre.
Okay. Got it.
That's
Morgan Wallen killed it though.
Oh, terrific.
That is interesting.
So they're still racist. So that's what that proves they're really racist. I mean, the Beyonce got nothing. Morgan killed it. Yeah, it's great.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, it's just I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that's why I brought it up.
Even when that song came out,
Yeah.
a lot of people were like, are they gonna play it on country music? And then it fucking blew up, and it was on country stations, top 40 stations, like everywhere.
I mean, it doesn't sound any less country than half the shit's out there anyways.
No, yeah.
I just thought
How did Post Malone do?
Not.
I
Oh, that's
he
a
had-
good call, Chris.
he had
I'm
some
sorry.
help.
I don't think he. I didn't really look it up actually.
Did he have some help?
I think Shabuzi worked on that album.
Yes, and he got a nomination. He got 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he,
Do you guys think Shabuzi will ever have another hit?
Yeah, he'll come out
Oh,
with a...
dude has. I looked this guy up. Not a flame. Not a fire in the saucepan. Dude's been in the industry for years. Written some of the biggest, or helped written some of the biggest
Right.
country
Do you think
songs.
like he went out writing
Yes,
other people?
I do think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
this is like this could go.
help him out.
Oh yeah, this could be like like those guys that I don't know. Ed Sheeran is someone I think of who wrote a lot of songs and then started doing his own stuff.
Yes,
Kind of like Cole Swindell.
Yeah,
or Chris Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton. Yeah, I think he could go that route. I think he
Yeah.
could.
Swindell.
Did you guys? This one's.
thought you
Can,
liked
can we
that.
have a moment of silence for the man, James Earl Jones?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Joe, I am your father.
You had a good run. 93.
93 is a good one.
Hats off to you, sir.
Um,
That was a bit of a bummer. Was that Tuesday? I think it was. Right?
yeah. I mean, the last time I think his last movie appearance?
It was the Lion King one.
No,
The
it
blue
was.
one? Didn't he voice in the live action one?
I bet you Coming to
Coming
America,
America
too.
too.
Yes, it was.
I was just thinking
Oh, that's
about
right. Yeah,
that.
he was in that one.
Yup.
The movie was terrible.
The
The first one was so good. The second was not good.
Gene Hackman went out on Mayor of Moosetown or whatever the fuck that movie was with Ray Romano.
Yeah, that was bad.
I'm
such
just
a bad
talking
movie.
about. I'm just talking about the worst film to go out
That
on.
was out of nowhere.
Sorry,
Hey,
that's
hey,
like
You know, I know where Joe was
Talking-
going with that. I
Sorry,
followed
the
him. I followed
connection
Joe on
is
that one.
you're this prolific actor, and the last movie you go out on is such a fucking dud.
Isn't Gene Hackman still alive, or am I?
No, he's alive. Yeah.
He is,
Yeah.
but he retired
So he's
after
still-
that.
But he retired.
movie.
on
But
that
he
one.
still has a chance to come out and redeem himself.
True.
Replacements too.
Sean Connery went out on that stupid League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or whatever. And
Gene
he-
Wilder
you know,
was
he-
in
you know, he coulda gone-
Greg and whatever.
You know what he could have gone on show? He could have gone on in the Lord of the Rings as like the wizard dude.
Oh yeah.
But he's like, I don't understand the script, so he didn't take the movie.
I heard
He,
about
he,
that.
and he probably cost him like $50 million.
Barbara. Barbara. What were you gonna say though?
Gene Wilder went his last TV movies credits were the Greg. I forget. Damn it! I've just had it in my brain now. It slipped it, but it was
Dharma and Greg.
yeah. I think it was that. Yeah, maybe not Dharma and Greg. What's the one with the
Yeah, I think it is Dharma and Greg.
yeah? And he was like a boss. And he was an eccentric boss.
Oh really?
yeah.
Wow.
And but then he unfortunately he got dementia. But
I think Bob Newhart's was like the horrible bosses, right?
or was it
Which wasn't a
Big
terrible
Bang?
movie. One of the,
The
two.
Big-
Horrible
yeah.
Bosses wasn't a terrible movie.
No.
no, I got a sequel. People liked it.
The sequel wasn't as good, but the first one was good.
But James Earl Jones had, I mean, his like acting credits were insane. He's
Oh,
also like
yeah.
an insanely smart person.
He's also a big Broadway guy. You know he had a stutter when he was a kid that he overcame?
Oh,
I believe you're right.
that's crazy. Apple's coming out with a new iPhone. Anybody interested?
Nope.
They come up with a new phone.
I
every
got
don't they?
Sarah to switch over to an Android.
Why?
Oh, nice.
She was complaining about like how her phone just breaks down in 2 years, and I was like, get an Android and it won't do that. And she's like,
Or just
I've been weaning her off.
I never had a problem with an Apple phone. I'm not sure what she's using, Joe, with hers.
I had the iPhone 4.
Peter
for
had an iPhone for like 10 years.
Yeah, Peter knew how to take.
Uh,
Yeah,
And
Peter.
that's with a lot of porn being watched on it, all right? There's a little bit-
hey, easy.
lot.
Family watches.
I mean,
though.
like, I've seen
he
him out,
had
you
no
know.
data. I can't install the
Yeah.
app. I gotta take my video.
I gotta get rid of everything on this phone just so I can keep going with it.
There's only
that was all personal. You guys
Peter
weren't
has
telling
no
me.
apps except Pornhub.
Peter did not know how to factory reset. Therefore, he kept that phone until it was officially dead. No one was gonna
Do
find
you know the
out
reason
what's
I had
on
to get a
there.
new phone was
Uber?
The button wouldn't work
Yeah,
anymore.
Security. Oh, I was thinking security updates.
no, the buttons just wouldn't work.
Peter got an on-screen button that
Now they don't
like,
even have buttons anymore, Peter.
and then that stopped working. Then Peter's like, I gotta get a new
They're,
phone.
they're buttonless, Peter.
There's no button. No, this was. It looks. I mean, I wouldn't spend. The guys on the financial podcast that I listened to were talking about. He's like, they make these iPhones too good. Like, and they're gonna have issues because like most people who have a 13. Why would you? There's no reason to move. Like your phone is perfect. My phone is unbelievable.
yeah.
I mean, I went from I had a 10 and I got a 15 like at the last year, and I'll probably have this one for until it breaks down. The other one did pretty much. The other one wasn't charging anymore. That's when I got a new one.
Yeah, I mean, I would say 3 to 5 years is a good rotation for.
That's
a
probably a
phone.
good idea. Yeah.
Some idiots like have to buy the newest one every year. It's like just a waste of time.
Because I mean, you look at. I would say 2 of the biggest phones that people talk about are the iPhone and the Pixel now, because one is Android or one is Google
Do you have a Pixel, Joe?
/Android. I do, and the other is the iPhone. But both of those phones incrementally change little to nothing
Yeah.
each year.
Yeah.
Like
They
technology's gotten to a point where it's like so advanced. There is no huge leaps being.
It's basically the camera usually, right? It's the biggest change.
Yeah, that's
AI is on the.
But that's a software thing that
Yes.
you can install with an update. So like
Okay.
these phones don't change. I'm saying.
It's gonna. Yeah, they said
Yeah.
wider screen, better battery. It's always better battery, wider screen or better screens, and then the
I think
the camera.
Apple is
yeah.
developing a new chip, so probably at some point they're going to try to say that the new one's way faster than any of the
Yeah.
possible
Yeah.
other ones.
Yeah. I got a funny one for you. You know Adam West, Batman.
Oh,
Yeah.
TV's Batman
He
The mayor.
Mayor and
of Quahog.
yeah.
Yep.
when he was in his prime. I don't know how true this is, but this came up on I don't know if it was Yahoo or where it came up on, but it came up as an article or somebody did an interview. They were talking about Adam West. He got banned from what's the big skiing place?
Vail.
No, in Colorado. I apologize.
Yeah,
I didn't
Vail.
say-
Vail, Colorado.
No, isn't there another?
Aspen?
Aspen. He got banned from Aspen because he had pretty much had sex with every single woman in Aspen.
Way to go, Adam, baby.
Batman, baby.
They banned him for I think it was like 10 years. He's like, he wasn't allowed to come back.
No. What happened to the
The cheering.
the cheering? What happened to the cheering?
I died laughing. I'm like, damn, man, I'm getting it, baby.
Holy fuck! Is that a real fact?
Let's see.
I hope
Who
that's
says
real.
nerds don't get laid, all right? There we go.
All right, let me just double check with the Google
Hope
machine.
that's true.
He probably just went up there and was like,
Are you going to Google
I'm
Adam West,
Batman.
Adam West sleeping with women in Aspen? Is that what you're Googling right now?
No,
And
no, Pat.
Batman plows ass in Aspen.
Colorado Springs, actually. Why was
Oh.
Adam West banned from Aspen, Colorado? Adam West was allegedly smashed so many women
Smash. Nice.
that the city banned him for 15
Walter Cronkite
years.
wrote this one.
Does it say how old he was when he was banned?
Let's see here.
I hope it's like 50, 60 years old.
Adam West and Frank Gorsh apparently used to go to orgies after filming. They were once kicked out of an aforementioned orgy because they refused to break character. So him
I'm
and
Batman, baby.
him
This
and-
is
him
Batman
and
is going
Robin.
around banging bitches.
I don't know how Batman and Riddler would have all been at.
You get a little side thing that when he's in there, it's like pow,
He's the.
pow.
Oh, jeez.
This is really
so
dramatic.
many great jokes on this one.
That was tremendous.
Oh, my God.
Pow, right? The kisser.
You know what? Good for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was the 70s, man.
It makes
It
me
was-
like
it wasn't
Adam
as-
West even more right now.
This is before AIDS, right?
Yes, I think right before AIDS.
Yeah.
Right before AIDS, and if you had cocaine, you didn't have to worry about it like killing you at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is when celebrities of that era or who have lived
Yeah.
through that era say it was like the best time.
Well,
to be
they
a
say the
celebrity.
80s was amazing minus AIDS
mean-
because like cocaine from the 80s was like
Yeah.
drugs, and it wasn't like as like if you had cocaine in the 90s, you're going to jail forever.
I mean,
in the
acco-
80s, it still was kind of a thing.
According to
Yeah.
Wikipedia, he was single between 1962 and 1970, so that's probably the years he had it going on.
Wow.
Kind of sad to that though is I think it's syphilis. The number for syphilis cases has risen so significantly. They're coming out with new like World War II type.
Oh, I've heard about this. Yeah.
World War II type like
levels
yes.
of population.
Well, no, like that. But I mean, they're talking about like PSAs coming out and trying to like educate people on like, hey,
Oh, I see.
hey, you just can't be,
You can't be going to town without
Yeah.
your raincoats, baby.
That's what happened with Capone. Is he didn't get it treated and it
Yes.
caused him like to
rotted
lose
his
his fucking
brain.
mind.
Yeah, rotted his brain. Yeah, it wasn't. He died at like I think he died at like 25.
No, it was like
No,
30s,
no, no,
40s,
no.
like 40 something. I think it was.
Yeah, he was in his 40s. Yeah.
I thought he was pretty
'Cause he
young.
went
when
to
he
jail
died.
in like his 30s.
All right, let me double check that. When did Al Capone?
Pat,
die?
get it up.
I heard Tom Hardy did
Odd choice.
an absolutely
Oh yeah,
awful
didn't
version
they
of
shelve
movie.
that movie?
No, it
No.
went-
48. I
it-
apologize.
it
You guys
came
are
out.
right. Yep, that's my
Eddie.
fault. He was just.
Yeah.
I thought he died early.
It was after he came out of jail is when he kind of lost
I mean,
his
he
mind.
did. He definitely started going crazy long before he died.
Yeah.
So he was only prolific for like an early part of his life.
I think we might have talked about this, but they're coming out with a Happy Gilmore 2.
Yep.
And they're having
Yeah.
pretty much all the original cast unless like somebody had passed away or
Filming right now.
yes it is. And the Adam Sandler and that woman are still together. I have no idea what the premise is going to be.
Who's playing Chubbs?
Oh, good call.
Chubbs died the first one, so they don't have to bring him back. This ghost is living in this like the greens in the sky.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he probably passed away just before filming started, right?
He
'Cause
he filmed like that before the Super Bowl last year. So
Okay.
And Beetlejuice 2 is out, and I've heard good things. I heard it's actually really like, but the director does a really good job, anyways.
Yeah.
But they did talk about how the reason like the father couldn't be back in the movie.
he's a pedophile.
Oh, I did. I heard. Is that what it was?
I did not know
And
that.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin killed the guy, or killed the girl, so he couldn't be in it either.
Yeah. Well, they actually
Man got
no.
acquitted.
Yes, but no, they're gonna. There's gonna be a thing about like where they're at because they're supposedly not supposed to leave the house. So it does bring a loop but they're gonna actually explain that. And
Is that? No, it's not Minnie Driver. Who was the lady?
The
Alec
Gina
Baldwin's
Davis.
Gina Davis, because she's not in it either. Right?
no, both of them are not.
Yeah.
Because
Can't
he
have one
wanted. He didn't want it to bring. He wanted a whole new flavor to this movie.
Yeah.
But he does explain where they're at. I just don't know where they're at.
Gotta watch the movie to find out.
There you go. All right, last one for the 5 of 5 for the week.
5 at 5.
So you guys can get your week started with last week's news.
Nice.
Or recap last week's news that you missed.
There you go. See, Pat puts a better spin on it than Chris did.
Yeah, pretty much.
We should get that on a T-shirt. Campbell's soup will no longer be known as Campbell's soup.
I heard about that.
Bullshit.
It will be Campbell, Chris, because they want to be known for them snacky snacks, them goldfishies.
Wait, so what, they're just dropping the soup part?
No, they're going to still sell soups, but they're just not going to be Campbell soup anymore. It's going to be Campbell.
Is it going to be Campbell soup on the label?
On the soups, yes, but they own they own a ton of different
So they're just
snack-
changing the company name
Yes.
from Campbell Soup to just plain Campbell.
I'm sorry if I didn't explain that correctly. Yes, Campbell's Soup, the
Okay.
company, owns a ton of snacks and all these different things, and they want to be now known more for their soup or their snacks. So they're dropping the Campbell's Soup off all and just being called Campbell.
Okay, I thought
Campbell's doesn't want to be loved just for their cans, Chris.
if they
All
were,
right?
hey, I'm telling you right now, if they were not going to be Campbell Soup on the Campbell Soup cans, they can just go in the trash, Joe. Okay, we're a Limpton family now, Joe.
I'm going progressive, whatever it is, progressive.
Yeah, Progresso. Yeah, there you go.
That's
Get my insurance and my soup. in the same
Wait,
place.
how is politics coming into this? You're going progressive.
That's a good. And I just wanted to bring back this. When we were talking about this stupid Chase, TikTok, and all these idiots cashing checks, and they're all going to get caught for this. The IRS was a lot. If you have a big refund this year, you might have seen that it was slower to get your refund because there was a TikTok trend telling people that if you just add an extra dependent, if you take some of these weird credits that it's really only for farmers, but it gives you money back. No one the IRS is too busy; they're never going to find out. And so a lot of people did this.
And the IRS was like, "Nah, we got you."
But these people don't understand how serious this isn't. You send money back. You have falsified your tax record.
Yeah, this gets you in huge trouble.
Penalties and interest. Those penalties and interest are insane. And You can't not get out of that. And legally, there's a lot of crime that comes with that. And prison time.
Dude, if you don't pay it, the fines and interest
All
increase.
continue.
Then a tax lien happens.
Yep.
And then your wages could get garnished. Your
Immediately.
physical property could be repossessed. Like they don't fuck around. It gets probably like a year and a half.
And they're gonna take their time. They're gonna give you 6 months before they're gonna let you feel good. You're gonna spend that money.
It's just
you're not gonna have the money. You're not
and
gonna have
that clock
anything.
tick day one. You made that bullshit tax return, and
we've gone back and we've added interest since then because you incorrectly, and you're like, well, fuck.
And there's a falsified penalty that's $10,000 right off the bat.
They don't mess around.
If they don't put you in jail for it.
Yeah.
How insane is that?
So I also don't understate your income ever.
Never.
Yeah, that's why you don't do. That's why you don't do anything stupid.
It's not worth it.
And you don't go follow these TikTok trends on your tax returns because they're just gonna screw you over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. On a fun, happier note, we had a great week one.
Yes, we did.
So you hear this. Nobody likes to hear about other people's fantasy football team, but this is kind of funny. So me, Pat, Chris, and Joe are all in a league, and then me and Pat are in 2 leagues together. And in the league that we're in, Joe, I played Pat this week.
Okay.
Pat made a decision on, and anybody can do this. I almost made a bad decision on Tuesday. Pat just thought one guy was going to do better than the other guy.
Okay.
There was it was a 16.
The way you preface that, it sounds like
he had a bad coaching moment.
Did not work in my favor.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat made a bad decision.
Yeah, he made a terrible decision.
Oh, okay.
And he that cost him 16 points, and so I won by legitimately 2 points, like 1 point really.
Ooh.
And so I got that win. Shouldn't have won that game.
Can I ask what was the position?
The flex, my flex player.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
flex.
The flex.
Wow, that big a swing on a flex.
Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that normal?
Yeah, it could happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then on Pat's league, I played a guy who had Christian McCaffrey and decided to leave Christian McCaffrey in. I had no idea why. Pat didn't. I was in fear that he might tell Tony to change it. Had anybody had told this guy, and which is, hey, listen, as friends, I would tell Pat, hey, you're missing.
As the man playing him, you have no need to make any statements. But if other people do, fair game.
He realized that 2 minutes after the time change that he could do it. So I won. I legitimately won by again, like maybe like 3 or 4 points.
Skin of your teeth.
No, you won by like 13, but you would have lost by 15 if he would have played him.
Yeah, so he had another guy that did really well and would have won in the game. So my 2 games, legitimately, I should have lost, and I won.
Hey, man.
That's why
better be lucky than good.
Exactly. Fantasy football's a lot of luck. All right, Chris had a great week with Tittle Bitties. I think the Bears one was the only one that lost. And we should have won that one.
Yeah, but I don't know what you were doing, Will Levis.
You idiot.
You fucking mayonnaise cologne wearing stupid bitch.
You know who did that too? Tua did it on Thursday.
Let's flick a ball right to the Bears defender and watch him go 44 yards. You stupid idiot.
Tua's a little. I think Tua's looked a little better because he at least had like an opportunity. Like he could arm like Will. This shows like it's like.
Yes, that was bad. But Tua did the same thing. Tried to get out of bounds and left it right into and off to the races.
Yeah, Tua's was bad too. But I think Levis's was worse.
You go back to that
because
to that Hellman's.
Levis's team was up when that happened. Tua was down, still trying to get back in that game.
All right, Chris McGraw, we got 8 minutes. Get me some Tittle Bitties and Joe, and Joe is 1-0 for the week on his lock of the century.
Okay, I'm getting to the first one as soon as I find it. Mm-hmm. It is Seattle versus the Patriots, and it is 7 of the past 8 Seattle road games have gone under the total. The over-under is 38.5.
Oh, I like that one.
Huh?
I'm taking the under in the Seattle. Okay.
Yeah, Seattle's
Carolina. Right?
Seattle's traveling to New England.
New England. Okay. I knew it was some shit team they're playing.
The next one is the Browns versus the Jaguars. And this one is 10 straight Browns road games have gone over the total, including the playoffs. Cleveland is 2-8 against the spread on the road in that span. And the over-under in that one is 41.5.
Are they in Jacksonville?
They are in Jacksonville.
Sorry, Chris, so is that over? Take the over in the Cleveland?
I'd take the over.
So we're taking the under with the Seattle game, and we're taking the over with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, and the Jaguars. And then the last one is a good one. It is the Rams on the road against the Cardinals. And this one is Rams coach Sean McVay is 13-2 outright and against the spread against the Cardinals, including the playoffs. He is 7-0 outright and against the spread in Arizona. And Arizona is a 1-point favorite.
Oh.
So I would take the Rams in that one.
Really?
Okay, so
Arizona's a
Rams.
favorite?
Yeah.
We're taking the Rams.
Yeah,
We're taking the under with Seattle, and we're taking the over with the Cleveland Browns.
Denver.
Can I hear?
One, right?
They but both won. Yeah.
Can I hear the Bears one?
Yeah, the Bears
Just for
one.
fun?
This one I didn't like, but I thought this would be fun. The Texans have not closed as at least 6-point favorites since Week 16 of 2020, when they were 7.5-point favorites over the Bengals. They are 6-point favorites against the Bears on Sunday night.
Everybody was saying that you should pick the Bears to cover that.
Okay. I get
On
what
the
they're saying, but I
radio
think
this
I think Houston since 2020 is significantly better, and I can see why. Coming up till now, that stat kind of throws out the window because this team is completely different than anything.
I mean, do you think the Bears defense can keep them in check though to keep it close at least? That's the question.
It's a fair question.
And can the Bears offense score any points? We'll see.
We'll
find out on Sunday.
Okay. And Chris can get me into this beautiful little.
Oh, we got the Joe C. Lock of the Century of the Week. 1-0 version.
All right, I'm gonna pick your Detroit Lions.
Oh, baby! So we got Detroit beating Tampa Bay in Detroit. Detroit had a rough week last week, had to come back and win that one, right?
Yeah, but Tampa Bay also is down 3 starters this week.
Oh, wow.
On offense, I think, yeah.
Holy shit. All right,
So that's
not
your
bad.
Joe C. Lock of the Century of the Week.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Last week we missed feel good stories. This week we can't do that. We got to get these people feeling good before we leave here.
You guys
All
too.
Let's. This is actually kind of funny. American reveals top 10 gardening hacks, like deterring cats with cinnamon and singing to plants. Let's see if I can
Is there
quickly.
anything how to get skunks out of your yard?
Oh, you have skunk. Oh, you do have a skunk.
Motherfuckers tearing up my grass too.
Nice.
Oh no!
I did smell that one time going by your place. Using coffee grounds as a fertilizer, using eggshells as a fertilizer, growing new fruit. This is great for. We should copy this and save this for next year, Joe.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
growing new fruit and vegetables from leftover vegetable. Talking to your plants, using banana peels, throwing used tea bags on the soil, using ash from the fireplace, sprinkling cayenne pepper to ward off pets, using baking soda to make the soil more alkaline. Singing to plants, sprinkling cinnamon to keep cats out, using fish heads as fertilizer. Yeah, your neighbors will love that one.
Oh, yeah.
Using potato water to water plants.
There you
Okay.
go, Joe.
Interesting. We got plenty of that, baby.
Yeah.
Let me
Using
know if you need some.
using white vinegar as a plant feed and destroying fungus with cinnamon. That's kind of cool.
Interesting.
Joe's gonna sell.
Damn,
Joe's
cinnamon has 2
Yeah,
applications.
cinnamon's
They're
fun.
nice.
Oh, this is nice. When music festival ticket holders couldn't get a refund, another festival welcomed them for free.
That's sweet.
That's nice.
It's probably different music completely.
Your next vacation may be a lifesaver. Lifesaver says research studying travel, aging, and health. So travel, get out there and enjoy the
Yeah,
world.
Joe, get out
I'm
there.
not sure my next vacation is probably gonna take some years off my liver, so probably not.
Could be. Could.
Good call. Let's see here. Above Appalachian coalfields is wealth of forest botanics now being farmed and conserved by locals. That's kind of nice. Let's see. Ultra rare reptile with only 400 left can survive in colder temperatures, sparking hope for new western swamp tortoise.
Hell yes.
The sleek new LA commuter train is pollution free. God, that's nice. Could use a lot of that.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
Aren't most trains electric commuter free? Like, don't they electric? That's like pretty,
I think like
pretty low emissions pollution wise.
There's
Well, no.
probably some.
But I still think a lot of them run like I think they have like they're like, kind of like hybrids where like if like the electric lines aren't working they still run like on gas.
Because
and
I know like the
whatnot.
metro runs on like gas, obviously, but like
Yeah.
the city's all electric.
I think the city's all electric, but I still think they have like they run on like gas too if they need to.
Did I know that?
This is kind of crazy. Beekeeper finds grandfather's long lost hives thriving in a quarry and turns them into a colony of millions.
That's awesome.
Damn, he found long lost beehives.
Let's see. Okay, we'll give you one more. See if there's really a good one here. Here we go. San Diego Zoo celebrates birth of a tiger cub, contributing genetic diversity to the species with 600 remaining in the wild.
That's nice.
That's kind of, losing a little bit of that. And then the last one here, actually. Charles Barkley keeps 1 million promptness after 2 New Orleans students solve the, say that one for me, Pythagorean.
Oh, the Pythagorean theorem.
I don't even know what that is, so good for these people.
A squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Damn, got it.
Yep.
Or
Boom.
triangle.
Boom.
Okay. But
He knows math, bitch.
Wait, but so why has that not been solved?
I honestly just read Pythagorean theorem and didn't hear anything you said before that.
Oh,
I got so nervous when you said read this. I completely forgot everything. I was like, I panicked. I was like,
Wait,
I don't know what
here.
the word is.
Charles Barkley keeps 1 million promise after 2 New Orleans students solve that theory.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Maybe they proved that. Maybe they proved that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. It actually works.
Fair point. All right, maybe that wasn't the greatest one then. I always like to get that extra one, and it's usually garbage, Chris.
Yep.
But that's life, right?
Sometimes it happens.
It is this podcast.
Yes. 4 of the most boring white guys talking about nothing. I kind of like it. It's like
Nailed it
Seinfeld.
again.
Like, what's in Seinfeld? Just 4 individually weird, boring people that came together and made some interesting stuff.
I don't think Kramer is that boring.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, like, Joe's the cool one. Joe's, like, the only one with any interest, and you, me, and Chris are the boring.
Pat's Newman.
Chris is definitely George.
Oh, I thought, Chris, you're going to go with he's a Lane. But that's nice of you, Pat. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us on a beautiful Saturday night. We're going to go play some golf. Enjoy an easy Saturday. Do us a favor, hit that like, subscribe, send us a comment. As always, that we really do appreciate you listening, even though you're listening to the 4 boringest white guys. Have a great weekend and enjoy yourself. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy your Mexican Independence Day. Bye.